Hi, I'm Danielle Pazinski with the AT&T Pioneers. As we continue doing all we're doing to protect each other, we will continue wearing masks while we are outside of our homes. One of the many side effects of this pandemic includes the rise in single-use waste, including our single-use face masks, shields, and other personal protective devices which are necessary to keep us and others safe. We would like to share an easy DIY project that allows you to upcycle a used clean t-shirt into a comfortable reusable mask. To complete this project, you will need a t-shirt, a ruler or a tape measure, and a pair of scissors. I find this mask to be super comfortable. I throw it in a garment bag and wash it for reuse. You're going to want to start by laying out your t-shirt and on a flat surface. And you want a t-shirt that's going to be at least 16 inches in width across, because that's going to be your mask. So let's lay that out here. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut off this strip on the bottom, and with the threading, we're just going to cut this piece off because we don't use that for the mask. You can use this. In making these masks, I've cut off this bottom piece and used it as a hair tie or as a cat toy. My cat loves playing with strings, and so these actually have become one of his favorite toys. And we're just going to start by cutting off this piece. This does not have to be perfect. Mine do not come out perfect, but I promise you it will be just fine. Of course, if you're a crafter and you have a cutter, that will make this more precise and a bit easier, but scissors will do just fine too. And then we'll just set this aside and see. What I do is I just cut that in half, and then my cat has a new string toy. I'll just set that aside, and now what we're going to do is cut from 1 inch from the bottom, about 1 inch. You can measure if you want. 1 inch here. So, oops, 1 inch. And we're going to cut across to make a strip that will be our ties for our face mask. We're going to cut just one strip, and then we will cut it in half for our 2 ties. Okay, we have cut a 1 inch from the bottom. We've cut across 16 inches of our t-shirt. And so now you have this loop, which we will cut on each side to make two strings, which are going to measure at about 20 inches each. So I'll show you here. That measured at about 20. And we'll just set these 2 strings aside. We'll use them in just a few minutes. Now we are going to measure up the length of the shirt 8 inches. So take your ruler or your measuring tape, and you're going to go up 8 inches. And this is the point, 8 inches up, where we're going to begin cutting, and we're going to cut along the width of the t-shirt. Okay. I'm just going to set this aside now. And now we have an 8x16 piece of material, which you can see just like with our string, it's double-sided. So we will do the same. We're going to cut this in half. You actually have the material here for 2 masks now. But we'll just cut this on one side and cut on the other side. And take one of your pieces of material, place that aside for the next mask that you're going to make. So now we have material for one mask. This is 8x16. And what we're going to do now is take our 2 strips that we've cut. They're about 20 inches each. And we're going to place these about 4 inches in to our mask on either side. So about 4 inches in here. You can measure if you want to, or just eyeball it. So about 4 inches, about right there. And 4 inches here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the material and we're going to fold it over from the right to the left, and do the same on this left side, folding over from the left to the right and folding on top of the material on the right. Then we're going to take the 2 strips at the top and we're going to tie a knot. And this is going to secure this for us so we can place this behind our head. And we are almost done here. Now what we're going to do is place, so I hold on to the mask kind of in the middle. I'm holding on to the mask so that it stays intact. And so these strings at the bottom don't slide up as I'm placing the piece that we just tied behind my head. And just kind of hold on to this. And then as you place it on your face, you're going to kind of hold at your nose to keep it in place as you are pulling the strings down to get it to fit, and then tying this behind your neck. So I will demonstrate that. Just kind of hold this in place. We're going to hold this so that the strings don't come up. Place it behind the head, if you can see that behind the head. And just kind of get it to where it feels comfortable, right above your ears. And oops, we lost a string. Let's try that again. I didn't hold on to it quite tight enough. So pull the strings back down. Just fold and fold. And let's try that again. Okay. So we're going to just put this behind our head, holding it a little tighter that time. And we have our strings here. We're going to start holding here and just kind of start pulling the strings side to side to tighten it up, cinching it up. And we're going to, any excess material, we just kind of tuck that under. And then we're going to tie this behind the back of the head. And just kind of get it so it's comfortable. And there you go. Takes about 5 minutes, super easy, fun, something you can do with the family, with the kids. You can make a ton of them. I have a bunch here that I've made, really easy to do, really quick. And we can go over the step again, which a lot of people find the most challenging to kind of get, which is the cutting of the string. And I actually will just I'll use this one. This was the bottom that we initially cut as an example. Just cut this in half really quick so we have two 20-inch strips. And now this is the part people find a little challenging. So we'll just do this again. We're going to place each strip about 4 inches in to our material. So we see that's where we are. And you want it to, as you saw, why it's important to have it evenly on top and on the bottom, so that we have the string to pull and cinch. And then we're going to fold from the right to the left, and then fold over from the left to the right, folding on top of the material on the right. We're going to tie a knot at the top. And we have another mask. It's really that easy. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to rewind and go through the steps again until you feel comfortable with making these masks. We hope that you have fun and stay safe and healthy. Thank you.